Hundreds of political, business, and religious leaders joined together in San Francisco for the first annual State of the World Forum. Their mission statement is to build the first global civilization. Proposals included creating a common language, creating a single currency, and uniting and accepting all religions. One of the religious leaders said, "The universe is seeking to fulfill itself through us." As we study world events, we must conclude that the world is working towards a new world order.
It's interesting as you examine what's going on in each country, not just in America, but also in the major countries of Europe. There seems to be a hidden agenda being followed towards a global, socialist, centralized government. We see that trend in this country. The Bush administration made that quite clear. The current administration is also clearly marching to that agenda. We see in Britain, France, Germany, the politicians are subverting their own national interests towards a dream of a one world government. There's lots of reasons for that. The idealists believe it may be the best for the environment and for the earth. Others point out that the real driving force probably is nuclear proliferation. Now the world is heading for disaster, and as you grapple with these issues, the conclusion you come to is the only answer is global supervision. Most of the leadership in the world is pursuing an agenda that presumes that there's going to have to be a single administration of the planet Earth. And the challenge before mankind is, how do you get there nonviolently?
I think everybody realizes we're heading for a one-world government. You have to. We've got to get rid of wars, rivalry between nations, but we're also heading for a one-world religion. You have to. Most of the wars, even right now on this earth, are between religious factions, tribal factions. So we've got to have a one-world religion as well as a one-world government. The two fit together. Now, that we have an ecumenical movement moving us in that direction, and that the Pope is the leader of it, can't be denied.
The whole world is interconnected. It's not one country off by themselves and another country off by themselves. That between trade, travel, interdependence to survive in this earth, that it's gonna, sooner or later, people are gonna have to realize they have to work together.
From what I see, the Pope is trying to get people to realize the problems that they have are individually superficial, and that a more of a greater worldview should be more expressed.
The Pope's main drive, I think, today is would like world peace, and I think, one ultimate religion.
In 1986, at Assisi, Italy, Pope John Paul invited 130 leaders of the world's major religions to join together to pray for peace.
This World Day of Prayer for Peace, to which you have come from many parts of the world, kindly accepting our invitation.
Praying together were Buddhists, Muslims, Hindus, witch doctors, and even spiritists. The Pope has aggressively sought common ground and unity between people of all faiths.
The Bible also alludes to the leadership of the city of Rome, especially in an ecclesiastical sense, and the rise of the Vatican in a role to be a leader of an ecumenical movement sounds absurd if you've studied the narrowness and the conservativeness, if you will, of Catholicism over the last 1,000, 1,500 years, what have you. To predict that Rome would be a leader in the New Age sense or in the pantheistic sense sounds manifestly absurd. And yet, as we watch day to day the Vatican embracing evolution, you've got to be kidding. And there it is. So the point is, the more you study these major themes in the Bible, and the more you take the trouble to try to get the horizon, the world horizon in perspective, the more it seems we are heading right into that period that the Bible has so much to say about. And of course, all of this climaxes with this bizarre idea that Jesus Christ, the creator of the universe that became man and fulfilled a destiny on our behalf, is going to return to straighten this mess out.
I believe that we are living in the most significant days of history that this world has ever known, and that Bible prophecy is being fulfilled and the return of Jesus Christ is at hand. This is a time to make a decision. This is a time to acknowledge and accept who God is and what He has done.
We've been talking about signs of the second coming of Jesus Christ. He said in Luke's Gospel, when you see these things begin to come to pass, then you look up and lift up your head, for your redemption is drawing nigh. He didn't say when they're fulfilled, all complete, but when they begin to come to pass, it's time for us to look up and lift up our heads. If ever there was a time when we need to be looking for the return of Jesus Christ, it is now.
I believe that we're being plunged into that period of time about which the Bible says more than any other period of time in history for the following reasons. As we study the Bible, there are probably about a dozen major themes of prophecy. There's a whole theme about the nation Israel, the city of Jerusalem, the temple.